everybody. Today I wanted to make a video about a topic that I've recently been thinking about a lot, especially as I dive into a new creative project that, if I'm not careful, perfection, which is the topic we were talking about, will derail my entire project. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. I have a ton of creative friends who we get on phone calls, and for a while there I was doing a podcast, and so much of perfection and what people think is what keeps us from producing and creating and making these projects that give us so much life and make us feel like we're actually doing art that we believe in and creating art that we want to share. And so today I wanted to talk a bit about perfection and why I think that it is the biggest, fattest lie that we can be told, because it will definitely keep us and stop us right in our tracks. And then we don't even end up creating the very thing we set out to create. I've had so many projects that I've started and that I've stopped, and I may never pick back up. And it's mostly because as I'm in the editing process, I don't like what I'm seeing. I don't like the progress that I'm making. I don't like the cuts or what I filmed. And then I think, oh, well, I can't go back and refilm that, so I might as well just stop right here. Now, there is a total loss in that because, one, my future self does not get to see the progress of the work that I created right then. And also, my present self doesn't get to celebrate the fact that I'm learning and that, of course, I'm not perfect and the project I'm making is not going to be exactly what I want. When we don't finish a project and we don't publish and post it, we then lose the opportunity for months, weeks, or even years later to go back and watch it to say, wow, I was once here and now I'm here. And then we get to celebrate that. So I think one of the key factors to getting out of this perfectionism standstill is saying celebration, being such an important key factor. And I think when we celebrate things, it's basically just the mindset of gratitude. And when we say, I'm going to celebrate this moment because this is the moment I have, and this project, the project I'm creating, is the project that I have. And so I want to celebrate that. Another thing that I think is absolutely key to getting out of this perfection just roadblock is community and collaboration. I think for some reason, celebration, community, and collaboration, the 3 C's, are 3 vital points to not staying still and doing nothing within your creative world. So if you have any friends or community or creators around you that you feel you can collaborate with, go and do that. Do not just try to do this thing alone. We don't fight wars on our own. Hopefully we're not fighting any wars, but you know what I'm saying. You don't go out on the field by yourself. You got to go out with a team. And so if you are creative living in a city and you know anybody that is creative, you have Instagram, you have social media at your fingertips, you have connections, marketing, and all of the beautiful things that so many years ago people had to literally fight to find, we can just find at our fingertips. And so honestly, the way that I make a ton of friends is through Instagram, typically with creators, and I just DM them and I say, hey, I love what you're doing, we should collaborate. And from there, we end up collaborating and it ends up becoming this beautiful project and we're stoked. And as long as you have someone to really rally with, and celebrate the process with, you're gonna finish the project because both of you can go back and forth when one is feeling down and the other's feeling up. So I really encourage you to collaborate. So far we've got celebrate. You need to celebrate your present so that in the future you can celebrate your past. And you also need to collaborate because you do not go in to the fight of art by yourself. You go in with a team and you go in with people and you go in with community and you have that backing and that inspiration that comes from one another. Third step, I would say, is getting yourself into a rhythm and knowing what's going to work for you to actually get your work done. So I know for myself, I'm the most productive in the early morning hours or the late hours of the day. So evening, super late. That's for some reason when, however, and whenever this idea or creativity and the magic of it all hits me and I'm able to basically just flow. That's when you go into the flow state of work. So find out when your flow state is, figure it out. Literally just kind of almost research your days. When do you feel the most inspired? When do you feel the least? And don't try to work in those pockets of time. For me, I know it's from 2 to 7 p.m. I'm typically really tired and just not that inspired. But then 7 p.m. on or before 2 p.m., I'm let's go. Let's make something awesome. So figure that out for yourself. When are the hours that work for you, and get yourself in a rhythm. And then create that rhythm to be concrete so that every single day you know what you're going back to. So hopefully those 3 tips can help you get out of this perfection standstill. I know it's absolutely frustrating and not a place you want to stay. Also, something I've been doing recently is drinking a ton of yerba mate, which is just basically a form of green tea, and it is absolutely incredible for focus and just getting things done. So for me, that's something I've put in my rhythm. In the morning, I drink that instead of coffee because it has a much greater effect on my focus and my creativity. And I'm actually getting projects done that I stopped working on months, almost a year ago, and I'm picking them back up and I'm saying, no, I want to finish this. I want to go after this so that later on I can celebrate that project that I actually did. So I hope those tips help. If you guys have any other beautiful tips, leave them in the comments. Just share this with your friends and keep creating. You.